Starting this.
Started. I'm running a little late today.
There it is. Yay, we're on. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Hey, happy Wednesday. All right, so we will go ahead and just cut right to it just because I'm running a few minutes behind. So I hope y'all are having a good Wednesday. So for those of you who are new, this is your chance to ask me questions and have me answer your questions. And so you can ask me about anything. If you want to ask me about your life, be specific with your question. If you just ask for a reading or to tell you something or what can I see or what am I seeing with regards to romance? Like those are too general. You need to ask a very specific question. So be clear about that because general questions I'm just going to skip. I'm not even going to stop and ask and answer just because it's going to take too much time to figure out what you want to know. So that's one. If you are asking about a relationship or about a specific person, you don't necessarily have to mention like all of your business. You can just ask about the specific connection and the person, and you can even use an initial if you want. If you don't feel comfortable, like, just putting out a first name or whatever. If you are asking about a loved one in spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I'll try to connect and get you some sort of message from them to let you know that they're with you. Most of what they share in the text form is just signs and symbols and things that you might be able to associate with them. They're able to give me a lot more when I'm able to talk to you, which is why I do the video calls as well, because when it's video call, there's a lot more that I can get from them that I can understand, because there's certain things I'm not going to understand about their situation or about them, but you may know exactly what they're talking about. So that's why it's easier when you do video, but I don't need that. You can just ask me for your, the specific loved one, and I'll try to connect and get you something to let you know that they're with you. It's not like I can see them. I don't see them. I don't hear them. Everything that everything that I'm experiencing with spirit is all happening in my mind and in my brain. And if they want to communicate something, they have to find a way to communicate it across to me only using my thoughts, my emotions, and my memories. So if it doesn't exist in my head, or I've never encountered something like it before, they may not have the easiest time getting that across to me. So they may pull at something that will be similar. And this is specifically with names as well. So usually with names, because I don't remember a whole lot of names, what they'll do is they'll pull at a name that I might be able to relate to, or I might have had an experience with in my life that may be similar or sound like their name. Don't make it fit if they're giving me the name of Tootsie and you're like, oh yeah, you mean Janet? No. Not Janet, it sounds like Tootsie. So it would be like something like if someone said, well, she used to call me Patsy. Okay, that's more like it, but so I'll let you know if that actually is it or not, because I'll feel whether it is right or that's not it at all. When I share messages from loved ones in spirit also, if you don't understand the information or if you don't realize some of it, that is okay. You can say, no, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm totally used to people saying no for like large sections of a session. And then afterwards they're like, holy crap, I totally didn't realize what you were talking about until I just saw the video, and now I know exactly what you're talking about. So FYI, and if you do, and I appreciate, because people love to give me feedback. If you want to give information about how you were able to connect or piece together what came across during the session, if you want to share with it, and we would appreciate you sharing, just do so in the post right after my live. It's a picture probably of an animal or of a sign, and you can post it right in that section or right in that area, and just post like how you connected with it or how it made sense for you, or you understood it. That way people can learn from your experiences as well. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, I try to block a lot of the trolls that bounce in there. There's people that are bounce in there that say, I feel drawn to you. They literally come up with all kinds of stuff. So they may be super sweet and nice. I feel drawn to you, or there's a lot of energy around you or whatever, but they're basically like fake accounts and they're people trying to take your money. Don't respond. I would just report it as spam or report it as something and then block it. And that way, hopefully they'll get blocked. But I tend to go back and block these people. So if you get messaged by these people, even after the live, I'm still going to go back and try to block them when I get the chance. What else? By the way, guys, if you ever have someone like message you and it looks like my picture and they're asking you to friend them, it's probably not me, just because I already told Reagan, who's my social media manager, that I didn't want to do any more requests to friends. If it's something that we already did and you just get around to it, that's one thing. But when it's like requesting and you already know you're friends with me or you're following me on Instagram or on Facebook, it's a fake account. And usually the fake accounts will have my names all jacked up, or it'll be a completely different form of my name. And they're doing that to a lot of people right now. I just saw Paul, my friend Paul Selick, he also just had the same thing happen to him today as well. But yeah, we don't really do that. So it's probably a fake account. What else? If you appreciate these lives, I would appreciate it, because part of my mission is to spread the word of what this is, how this works, and to teach as many people as I can how to use it. And on top of that, also to be the spiritual teacher that I feel called to be, to help me with this process. I would appreciate y'all if y'all would either send this video out to people or to followers, or just share the video clip with anybody, just because the more the merrier, the more the better. So just FYI with that, and I appreciate that. You don't owe me anything though. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that and you're like secretly showing up to my lives every week, that's okay. You don't have to send it out if you don't want to. If you get tired of waiting for your question to be answered, or if you want a full session with me, because a full session is very different from a live. A live, I only have like a few moments and I have to force myself to operate faster than I'm used to. In a full session, in a life analysis, I do go fast, because I'm pretty much talking for 20 to 25 minutes and then you get to ask your questions. For a mediumship session, I'm a little slower because I take my time and really sit with what's coming forward. So it's a bit different. It can be just as impactful as a live, and more so because you get more time with me. But if you just want to, schedule time with me, you can do so by just going to my website, fernandomaron.com. Many times people will try to message me or try to, DM me or email me. And I'm like, dude, don't do it. Like, just go to my site, and it's all right there. Like, you can book a session directly. You don't have to, and I do have a frequently asked questions section for people who have frequently asked questions. But if you don't have the question there that you want to know clarity on about booking your session, you can just email Roxy, who's my assistant. You go to my website, all the way to the bottom, there's an email. That's Roxy. So you can email her, and then she will answer your questions, because I don't really respond to personal messages or private messages unless it's something that I feel I need to respond to directly to. But that's pretty much it. I think that's it. So I think that's all. Oh, so my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. Okay. All right. And by the way, guys, if y'all haven't, for those of y'all really wanting to develop your psychic abilities, I'm really dedicated to teaching people to use this. Even though I have students and I have the free course online for all of you, I'm also doing weekly challenges now where I am basically offering you a target, something to tune into. And I want you guys to share what you're sensing. Share what you're getting, share what you're sensing. They're not sharing. They are sharing. The first one, people were sharing, and then I was able to go in and give people feedback and help them. And because you can learn, I'm here to teach you guys. So it's not like just me, just for the hell of it. I want to teach you how to use this, because I feel like everybody should use this. People are doing the exercise. They're not posting anything in the comments other than, oh, well, I was totally off. No, I'm the teacher. I'm the one that will assess whether you got something or not. Don't dismiss yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't completely block yourself from the opportunity to get feedback from me, because I charge people to do this privately with my students. They spend an hour doing this with me. So here's a freebie, guys. This is a chance to get something for free from me. So if you really want to develop, put what you get and what you sense in the comments. Don't just comment like, oh, I was wrong, or oh, I didn't think I was seeing that. Like, I want to see what you got. So write it in the comments so I can comment on it. I'm the teacher. I will tell you if you got something or if you didn't get something. Most people get something and completely dismiss it. And I'm like, oh, you're missing the opportunity. If I were trying to develop and there was my teacher Pam was offering free feedback target practices on her website, I would be eating that up. And I'm because that's an opportunity to learn from someone who's been doing this. So here's your chance, y'all. For those of y'all who want to develop, take advantage of the free challenge, psychic challenge, so you can develop their skills. All right, so now I need to get to it because I don't want to run out of time. I am running behind here, so we're not going to do a full hour today, unfortunately, because I don't have enough time for that. But let me go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to try to speak as quickly as I can to catch up with some of these, so that way I can start to move very quickly. I'm doing more text versions right now, and then I'll get over to video in just a little bit. But let me get through here. So I'm not going in any particular order. Yeah, XX August 86 on YouTube. Hi, Ferny. My boyfriend would like to know if there are any messages from his cousin Joel or godfather. Thank you. Yeah, so first of all, I'm seeing Joel twice, so he's making me feel like there might be more than one Joel. So I don't know if y'all are aware that there's another Joel, or there might be another Joe name that they're making reference to. So he's acknowledging that. He also makes me thank you. He also is pointing to himself. Usually whenever someone does that, it can mean a couple of things. It can mean that they are taking responsibility for their own passing, or they put themselves in harm's way. So he might have contributed to his own passing regardless of the situation. My uncle passed away from kidney and liver failure, but he drank all his life, so he's responsible for his own passing. So this is what he's saying, like he's acknowledging, like he's either blaming himself or he's taking accountability for what happened. So he's making reference to that. He showed me the number 2. So either the second of a month may be significant, or the second of a month may be significant. The second of a month is like any month on the 2nd, or it's the month of February. So just FYI with that as well. He's also doing this, though they may have made t-shirts for him, or your boyfriend has a shirt that may be connected to either that, or there's a picture of them wearing the exact same shirt or the same thing. But there's a reference there. Okay. Germ C3002. Hola, when will I get a new job and make money? God, I feel like you should have already gotten it. I would say I'm going to give it another couple of months, but I feel like within a couple of months you might be switching gears and making more money. So I'm going to give it a couple of months. Hey, Violet. So she says, hi, love. It's been a while, looking fab as always. Thank you, sweetheart. Can I have a reading, please, in my love life? Yeah, what about your love life do you want to know, though? So that's what I'm saying. Don't ask like a general question, like, tell me about my love life, or I want a reading on my love life. Like, what about it? Like, are you going to get the herpes, or are you going to get pregnant, or are you going to fall in love with 2 people at the same time? What love life related are you asking me? Because you got to be more specific. So if you're wanting to know if a specific person is going to work out for you, that would be the question. If you want to know when you're going to meet somebody, that would be the question. So be specific, y'all. I'll come back and see if I can find your updated question, because I need to know what specifically you want to ask me. Lindsay Amador, hi Ferny, am I pregnant right now? It's very possible. Instead of saying yes or no, because whenever you you force a psychic to answer a yes or no question, their ego gets in and then it starts to become a battle in their head. So I don't like to do that. What I do is I ask myself a different version of the question, which is, when do I see baby energy for you? I will say that I am seeing a lot of baby energy for you around the summer. So if you're pregnant right now, this might be what I'm picking up. That's by summer. If not, you might actually get pregnant in the summer. So be aware of that. So that would be within the next 2 or 3 months. Kaylin, hi Ferny, do you see me having a baby anytime soon? Thank you. There is some baby energy for you, or an opportunity that potentially comes up for this in 7 months. So in about 7 months, you might get a chance, or there might be baby energy around you at that time. By the way, guys, if you want to hear from anyone in spirit, it's going to take too long to figure out who's coming through. This is why I ask people to ask me specifically who they want to talk to, because I've been to see mediums live. And one of the things that bothered me is that the medium would have to spend more time trying to figure out who was coming through with people than to actually passing on the message. And so if someone asks me to connect with a specific person, I by default make it a very strong intention in my head. I want to connect to this person. That doesn't always mean that person's going to be the person that speaks up, because with my full appointments, that tends to be not the case. It tends to be other family members that want to pop in and say hi. However, I want to have someone in mind so that I can assume that what I'm getting is coming from them, and you're either going to know that that's them or not. So ask me specifically who you want to connect with, so I don't waste time trying to figure it out, because there's no time to waste in trying to figure out who's coming through, unless we're going to do like a video session. By the way, if you want to do on video, by the way, everybody, get your butt over to Instagram, because that's where I'm doing the video lives. October. Happy belly. Please. Hi, Ferny. Do you see any baby energy around me? I see baby energy around you. I don't know if this is this year or this is next year. I'm leaning towards next year. I'm seeing August, like July, August timeframe, but I'm leaning towards next year. So this may not actually be this year. This may be next July or August 2022. So be aware of that. Samantha K. Hello, Ferny. Any messages from my mom? Yeah. She's taking fabric and she's like hanging it up. I don't know if there's a quilt or a piece of fabric, like an apron or something that you have hung up or that is decorative in nature as well. But she's almost like, it's funny because it almost reminds me of curtains, but it's not, I don't think it's curtains unless you have her curtains, but there's a fabric she's putting up. So there's a reference there. So she's acknowledging that. She's also shown me the number 3, which would represent, I'm itchy in my third eye. My third eye is itchy. It's funny. It feels nasty when I say that. Like, it's funny because sometimes when I'm hanging out with my partner, he's like, "Ew, you're itchy." I'm like, "I know," but it's like my third eye is itchy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Samantha. So fabric. So there's like fabric, kind of hanging, or something fabric-like that's connecting you and your mom, that she's trying to bring reference to. So now if you just decorated and put on a bunch of fabric or a bunch of curtains, she might be acknowledging what you've been doing and seeing you in that. Another thing, she showed me the number 3. So the third of a month is significant, or March might be connected. So she's acknowledging that as well. There also might be 2 animals with her. I want to say they're both smaller animals. I know one of them is small because I'm seeing one of them is smaller. I'm trying to figure out if they're, I think, mixed breed. No, different breeds. Actually, what I would say is there might be a dog and a cat in spirit. So the cat would be the smaller animal, then there might be a larger dog. Because I'm seeing 2 animals as well that she's trying to make reference to. Now, if you don't have animals in spirit and you actually have a dog and a cat, then it's your mom's way of saying that she comes around and she messes with the animals. So pay attention to what they're doing. Let me go over here. Feeling that jazz today. I'm feeling that jazz today. J Soul Fit Mom 80. My brother is going through a tough situation right now where someone is attacking his character. Do you see the situation getting worse? Should he move away, or will everything be okay? I feel like it might get a little worse. In the next month or so, next month or 2, it might get a little bit worse. I think he is going to consider a relocation or a move, but he may not have to. So it may end up settling down, and then he may feel okay with staying. So I'm thinking that it may settle down after a couple of months, but he may just have to be patient. I also think that there's actually grounds for a potential lawsuit or countersuit to the situation. So they may need to be careful with what they're doing, because there may be grounds for like either a legal action or a counter legal action. Follow your heart always. My boyfriend's mom passed away recently. Does she have any messages for us? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. I don't know what this means. So when I was younger, I used to go over to my cousin's house, and she used to collect stacks and stacks of like newspapers, or stacks and stacks of like old magazines or fashion magazines. And so I'd go over, like, remember Elle? I would see that. So she's bringing this up in my mind. So either there's a connection to y'all having a lot of like magazines or books connected to her that she's making reference to, or Ellie may be connected, E-L-L-E or E-L, but there's a reference there because she brought it up for a reason. She also makes me feel, thank you. She doesn't want Okay, whatever is done with her stuff, she's okay with. So she doesn't want anyone to worry about her stuff and what's done with her stuff. So like she's like, I'm over it. So she's fine. She doesn't want a big deal to be made out of this. She also is putting something or wrapping something around the neck, but it might have more of a reference or a symbol for her than it does for the sun. So I would say that there might be a necklace that may be significant or may be relevant because she's acknowledging that as well. What's interesting, you know how sometimes you have like jewelry that has like a stone or it's made out of a type of rock or stone? That's what I'm thinking. So there's something here she's trying to acknowledge or make reference to in that. She has also shown me 11, so 11 is going to be significant, or January 1st or the 11th of a month. She's also shown me 12, which would be December or the 12th of a month or January 2nd. But she's referencing that as well. She also makes me feel, thank you. There might be an image of her that is going to be changed a little bit where the background is taken away or it's like made into like a monochromatic, you know what I mean? Like it's black and white. There's something like that that she's acknowledging as well, that she may be referencing or that y'all may be doing in regards to her. But she's showing me an image or something that's similar to that as well. Okay? Love you. I'm proud of you. So she's like, loves you and she's proud. O 0111 CMN. Will my recent job prospect work out? Will my marriage make it out of this dark place? I feel like your marriage, so let's talk about the marriage first, because that's where I really want to talk about. I keep seeing a back and forth with it, and I feel like it's already been this way. I honestly don't feel confident about the marriage going forward too much longer. I would say there might be a serious long-term effect on the marriage at the end of about a year and 7 months from now. So a year and 7 months from now, something may drastically change in the future of the marriage, or it just may stop. So I'm not feeling as confident with the marriage per se. Work, I do think that the job prospect, I do think it will be a viable lead. But it may not be the position or the role that you would have thought or that you would prefer. So be aware of that going into it, because that may be something you have to decide on. Yeah. I okay, I don't even know how to say this word. I'm gonna just say it the way that I think I should say it. Ifukoav Bore. That's how I'm gonna say it. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but that's okay. Do you see my twin sister getting the hell? I know you meant the help, getting the hell she needs for her mental health. I feel like she's gonna have to learn her. She's gonna have her learn her lesson the hard way, meaning that I feel that she's trying to avoid. So I know of twins. One of the twins being a little more, I wouldn't say put together, but it seems like he's more in control of things in his life and doesn't feel as like, often off the his plan. And then the other twin, the one that's like him, he struggled more, and there is more mental, emotional stuff that he has to deal with. So there's a psychological struggle or challenge there. And something that I had to tell him that I actually am gonna push this to your sister as well, is that just because he ended up with having these other challenges or issues and that his life didn't go as smoothly as the other twin doesn't mean that he's broken. He's not the broken twin. And so what I would say to your sister is she's not the broken twin, but she has a unique set of challenges that she needs to kind of stop fighting, because trying to compare herself to either you or to anyone else is not doing her any favors. And I honestly think she does need to get more help and support. I also think there's stuff from her past she hasn't either allowed up in her consciousness, or that's still plaguing her or affecting her within her consciousness, that won't come up until she either gets hypnotic regression or she talks to a psychiatrist. I feel, to answer your question, I don't think she's going to get the help right away. I think she might have another experience or event where it's like a scary one, or one where she may not have a choice but to have to be hospitalized, or she's going to just get scared enough that she'll end up going and getting some help. So I do think she will get there, but it may not be right away. I honestly think this may take 2 or 3 years before it happens. So you may have to wait a while before she starts to stabilize or feel better. Yeah, Fit Girl Latinas. Hi, Ferny. I'm taking courses in tattoo makeup artistry. Do you feel that it will be a good avenue for me, and will I be going into business with others possibly? I actually only see you going into business with others. I'm not really seeing you doing it on your own. So I do think that you will go into business for others. I also think that you may not stick to like the makeup part of it. As I mean, oh yeah. Well, you said I kept seeing my sister going to get her eyebrows. She was doing the like thing. I wasn't seeing tattoo as I wasn't seeing tattoo in the way of like just going and getting one. I was seeing it more like, oh, I'm getting my eyebrows tattooed, or I'm getting like a beauty mark put in, or I'm turning a scar into something beautiful. That's more of like what I'm seeing you doing. So I actually feel like you're going to go in that direction. I also think you're going to get an additional credential or an additional skill that specifically allows you to work with people from a medical perspective. So there's a medical perspective that you're also going to be able to apply to this as well, not just like the tattoo perspective with the license for that. Marissa, where do you see my boyfriend and I in the future? So that could be a lot of things. You know, do I see y'all getting married? Do I see y'all buying a house? Do I see y'all having kids? That's a whole lot of things. I'm just going to assume you're asking me, do I see y'all staying together or not? What I'm going to say is y'all may need to work on it, because I feel like towards the end of this year or end of 2021, y'all may run into some issues or challenges that could completely destabilize the relationship. So at the end of this year, there are some things that are going to come up that y'all may need to work through or push through to get to the next stage of the relationship. As of right now, I don't feel as confident, but this is why I say you can change the future. Because people, whenever I tell people the future or what I think may come up, people they literally think that's exactly what's going to happen and there's no way to change it. And I'm just like, no, no, darling, sweetheart, you can change your future. You don't have to accept what I say. I've had plenty of psychics tell me certain things and I was like, well, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to change the future. And I changed it. And so what I would say is that you can change the future. You don't have to stick to what I'm saying. I'm only seeing the likely outcome of the future. In other words, when you look at the weather and you follow with a weatherman, they tell you the likelihood, or it's a forecast, it's a prediction. It's the likelihood that this is going to be the case, not 100% certainty this is going to be the case. No, it doesn't work that way for any person who is making predictions in any way, shape, or form, or for any psychic. So I'm telling you the likelihood of what's to come out, because I'm basing it on elements and pieces that I'm sensing from the different energy. So I have to make a judgment call or an assumption. And sometimes I'm extremely accurate. Sometimes I'm close enough. Sometimes I'm off. And I have to own that. But that's what comes with being a psychic. Now, if I were wrong more often, then I shouldn't be doing this. But I try to be as right as often as I can, which is why I keep pushing myself to do it better and better and better. K-Ma draws. K-Ma draws. I think that's what it says. Hey, Ferny, I want to know if my mom has any messages for me. Yeah, she's doing this. I don't know if there's a bracelet connected to mom or you have a charm bracelet, but I'm almost seeing dangly. So I'm going to say this might be like a bracelet or a charm bracelet or a charm. She also makes me feel, thank you. She's showing me a heart. So she's showing me a heart connection. To me, that's either the dangly thing and a heart, or something with the heart connected to her that's artistic in nature. She also keeps showing me the number 11 again. So I want to say 11. I'm not thinking it's 17. I'm thinking it's 11. So 11 again. So I'm also seeing 11 for her, or the month of November as being connected. So she's making reference to that. She's got a baby with her. So either you're got a baby that's going to be coming on the way, you had a baby since her passing, or there's a baby that's with her that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. But she's letting you know about the baby as well. Jessica Gigi, hi Ferny, do you have any messages from my husband Carlos? Yeah. It's funny because he's like, there's two things. One is I keep seeing like I'm hearing like a choo-choo train, which just sounds funny, like choo-choo, choo-choo. But it's weird because I don't know if it's actually like a train or it's the sound of the choo-choo, or he calls somebody choo-choo. But there's a reference to that because he's bringing that up. He's also dancing for me, so I don't know if your husband liked to dance or he would make fun of himself where he would play around a lot with dancing, but he's like pretending to like do this, so he's like trying to like do this thing. He's writing on my skin, so I would say that there is at least one tattoo for him, although there may be up to three that at some point happen, but he's acknowledging that. He's also showing me, thank you, he is showing me a necklace. So I don't know if you have a necklace that belonged to him that you sometimes wear, or if there's something that you wear on a necklace that you tie to him, but he's acknowledging this being connected as well. He is also acknowledging, thank you, stuff. He's trying to give me a name. I want to say this is like a, so the closest name I can think of is like Steph, Steph, but it could also be Stefani. There's like a Steph sounding name connection that he's trying to make a reference to or acknowledge. Either that's the name he's connected to, the name of a person he's with, or the name of a person he's trying to acknowledge. But he's acknowledging that as well. He also, if you ever see little sparkles in the air or lights or things out of the corner of your eyes, this is also from him as well, because he says he tries to get your attention in this way as well. I wonder if he has a brother that looks just like him or like a twin, because it's interesting because I'm almost seeing like a duplicate of him or like someone that looks like identical. And people even saying like he looks just like him or he's like a spitting image, but they're making reference to that. Rocky Willow, hey Ferny, can you tell me what's going to happen with my daughter? How can I get her back faster? I feel like this might be a 1 to 2 month process because I do think you will get her back, but I think that it might take like a month or two to kind of work through some of this. I also think that you could potentially how can she get it? How can she get her back faster? It's weird because I feel like I want to say, well, you could try this. I just don't think it's going to do anything. Because I feel like you could try to get some sort of like a hold because of a threat of injury or a threat of irreparable damage, but I don't feel like that's going to go anywhere. So I'm not thinking you're going to be able to do anything to get it faster. I wouldn't say keep trying or talk to an attorney, because you should talk to an attorney to see if there's anything you can do that they would know of. But I still feel like this might take a couple months, so you might have to wait a couple months before you get her back into the picture. Okay. All right, let me jump on here because I've got 20 minutes left. Let me just bring somebody on. Want to come on video, we can request it at the bottom of the screen, and you can also just post it in your comments. I'm up for video or I'm down for video. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good, and you? Ooh, got my brakes flopped up.
Oh, you okay? You fine? You fine? Question.
Well,
have you had any weird? Have you had any weird, like sensitivity or tenderness around the breast tissue or the breast muscle?
yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. It could be one of two things. Either it's one of two things. Sometimes when hormones are changing and people are pregnant, that's what happens. So be
Well, let
careful
me
about
tell
that.
you first, because I did take a test because you said we will be pregnant soon, and it did come back positive.
Okay.
So I got to get the blood work because you said this year, but you couldn't figure it out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you've been telling
Yeah.
us this whole time it
Got
was
it.
coming.
Perfect. Because I'm seeing, like, whenever I see that, I'm like, okay, either there's something they find and they're worried about, or it's like, normally when it's like sensitive breast tissue, it's because someone's pregnant or their hormones are changing. So if that's what you're going for and you just got a positive result, I'm going to say it's likely you're pregnant and that's what's causing it.
Yeah, because the test came back pregnant, and I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to have 1, 2, or 3, but I guess I have to figure that out, huh?
Did they put 5 or 6 embryos in?
No, 3, but she said I could have possibly 1, 2, or 3, and it was like,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I don't feel as confident about more than one,
Okay.
but I wouldn't think it'd be 3. I would think that the best you could do at this point with the situation would be 2, but I feel like I'm stretching myself to say that. So I'm gonna say I still think it would just be one, but I feel like there's something churning. So yeah, so I feel like there's something churning. So I'm gonna say one. If I'm wrong, it'd be two, but I'm gonna say one.
Okay, and then real quick, because I know you're busy, but so I think I've been talking to my dad lately, and I think I'm actually getting responses. Could that be so?
Yeah, we can talk to our loved ones whenever we want. People don't realize we can do this. Like we never lose connection with them. It's just that our heartache or our pain keeps us from understanding or being able to clearly get that. I actually think thank you.
Any messages as you saying this?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for because I want to verify that. I can say, oh
Oh,
yeah, that's fine, and but there's nothing validating that. I'm like, give me something so I can validate this for. Um, okay, first of all, I'm seeing the number. Thank you. I'm seeing the number 2 and 3 or 23. 23. Let's go with 23. Is it the number 23 connected to something, or is February the 3rd significant?
no, December the 3rd,
Okay.
but that,
Here's what I'm gonna say. It's possible he's trying to give me the two or the three, and I'm messing with it in my head. But I'm
mhm.
seeing that 2, 3, so it's either the second, the third, or the 23. If it's the third, and is that connected to that, the third one?
Yes,
Okay,
third.
then that may be it, and I'm totally effing it up in my head, and that may be what's going on. He's laughing. Um, okay. So you said he's the third, right?
Yeah,
Is someone on the second?
not that I know of. No,
Okay, he's also spitting out the second as well. So either the February or the second of a month is connected as well. Because
my
he may just
mom's birthday in February, but that's
okay,
it.
got it.
She's
That's
alive
okay.
though.
No worries. He may just be trying to get us to talk about mom or try to get me to acknowledge mom for some reason. But
Okay.
he's just acknowledging that. He's splitting his hands up or his fingers up. Was he not able to move his hands towards the end, or could he not? Because he's like messing with my hands as if something's effed up with my
No,
hands.
he couldn't. He couldn't
Okay,
at all.
got it. Because he's acknowledging an inability to use his hands. He's now doing like this, ha, ha. So he's like making a joke about it. So he's
That's
acknowledging
him.
that.
He's a
Got it.
jokester.
Got it. He also says thank you. Did you have to go? It's interesting. You know, whenever someone goes to the dentist and they have to be put under or give gas, and then it affects their mental state. Did you go to the dentist and have an experience?
Um, I got my wrist done because I had carpal tunnel for my first son, and I had to be sedated.
Do you remember anything happening when you were sedated or having any memories or experiences?
No, but I just could not. It felt like it, but I just could not. I could not remember.
That's okay. No worries. I think that he may have tried to connect with you or communicate with you then, or tried to reach out to you at that point. And that may have been one. He also makes me feel thank you. Have you also been journaling or writing down what you feel like he's
Yes.
trying to communicate? Because he says that he knows what you're doing, so he's bringing this up. So he's acknowledging that. Did you also draw a star or something that looks like a pyramid when you were drawing or sketching this?
Um, not recently, not lately, but I have
Okay.
before.
He's showing me like a star triangle. So it's like a pointy
Mhm.
thing. So if you were journaling or writing stuff down, you might have put down a star next to one piece that you thought was significant or important, or there's a triangle on it as well. So you may need to go back and look at what you wrote or what you typed because he's showing me something
Okay.
like that. He also makes me feel thank you. I'm smelling smoke. Was your dad a smoker?
He smoked
Weed?
420.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine with me. So you smoke weed. So when you smell weed out of nowhere and you're not smoking, that's him.
Oh
So
my
he's
God!
letting you
I
know
smelled it
that.
on my head, my hair, my hat for my to
Perfect.
put on my head. I'm like, this smell like smoke. I'm like, okay. I don't know. That was
That's him.
weird.
Yeah, he's the one causing that or
Wow.
trying to get your attention with it. That's him. He also just showed me balloons, and I see birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday, or is there a birthday right now?
Um, no, I know my son's birthday coming up in July, but no birthday.
Mm-mm. No, either there's a birthday within 30 days, or he passed around the birthday.
I know he passed April 5th, so my
Is there a
brother's
birthday?
birthday was April 4th.
Perfect. That's his way of letting us know that. So he's acknowledging that as well. You just said there was. You just said there was. Oh, so he may be acknowledging your brother's birthday as well, since it's within 30 days. And it
Mm-hmm.
just so that may be also what he's referring to, because that would be the birthday. So that's just his way of acknowledging that or making reference to that. He says he loves you and he's with you. He also says he's proud of you because he says you don't take no bullshit from nobody. So
Not
he's
no
like
more.
acknowledging. Yeah. So he says he's proud of you now to let you know that he's
Oh,
proud of that. Okay. All
Thank
right, baby.
you.
You're welcome. Will you take care of yourself and good luck with the pregnancy?
All right, thank you much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye. All right. Let's see. Going over here. Let's see. Hello, Dave.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Just a little tired.
Ah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm tired most of the days. I have to pretend to have energy, so that's what coffee's for. That's what coffee is for.
Yeah.
What'd you want to ask me about?
I wanted to see if my best friend Bailey had any messages for me, and then also like maybe anything in regards to my relationship.
Bailey, a male?
Girl.
Okay, hold on. There's a male that I kind of want to acknowledge before we even try Bailey. There's a suicide in spirit. Do you know of a male who committed suicide? It's kind of sad because it's like they would have found this person either like in an alley or like just found them days after they had overdosed. So I want to say it was an overdose of some sort. It also feels like someone you would have known of growing up, not someone recent.
Mm, no one comes to mind, but my friend Bailey did die of an overdose.
Oh, was Bailey found?
Yeah, she was found.
Okay, I have a question. Is Bailey gay?
No, she had
Okay.
a boyfriend.
That's okay. The reason why is because I was getting a very dominating male energy, and I was assuming that this was a male. It could just be me twisting it up in my head and just being thrown off because of the name Bailey. But the way what I was seeing was uh, suicide, overdose. I'm sorry, I don't remember what you just said. You just said Bailey was found.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you also know if Bailey tried to leave a note or write something, but it either got misplaced or someone didn't realize it was something significant?
So, it was an accidental overdose,
Mm-hmm.
but before she sent me one last message before she died,
Mm-hmm.
and like a week before, she said, "I just want to go home. I want to leave my abusive boyfriend. I don't want to be here." But
Yeah.
the suicide was actually an accident.
Right. That's okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't feel that it was as much of an accident as people want to assume. Because the way she's making me feel is that she just wanted an exit and she wasn't concerned about being safe and over and taking a dose of whatever. It's almost like, well, if I die, I die. If I don't, I don't. If I die today, then so be it. Happy hallelujah to me. Like that's her mindset. So there's a lot of like not paying attention. I don't even care if I die or not, but I'm going to do this anyways. And that's the way she's making me feel.
Yeah.
She's also acknowledging a date that connects for you as well that y'all share. Do y'all have a birthday or a date of significance in the same month or around the same time?
My birthday is January 19th. Her birthday is May 19th.
Perfect. She's acknowledging that connection that you two share. So she's letting you know about that. She says, I want you to celebrate your birthday, celebrate my birthday and your birthday. I don't even want to think about my birthday. So she's almost like wanting you to celebrate her on your own birthday as well. She also, thank you, she's sending you a cupcake or showing me a cupcake. And I almost want to say there's Mickey Mouse or a bear on it. Is there something about cupcakes and a bear or just a cupcake with like the stain on it?
Last year when she passed away, it was like a month or two before her birthday, so I bought her a cake for her birthday.
Perfect. So she's acknowledging the cake or the cupcakes. She's referencing that. Was there something like a bear, like a mouse or something drawn on top?
I don't remember. I just bought like a little cupcake from HEB, so.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. So she's just acknowledging that. So got it. So yeah. She also keeps thinking. Linda. Okay, got it. Is there a Lindsay or Linda or Laney name connection?
Um,
It's someone that may have also passed, but may not be connected to you or Bailey.
I don't. Nothing comes to mind right now.
Okay, here's what I would say. It's either connected to an older female you knew from a work situation or connected to your mom. But it's like a Lindsay, Linda, Laney kind of name that would be connected to someone who's passed. They may have even passed from either cancer or from, it's either cancer or brain cancer because I'm almost being pointed to the head, but I feel like it's a type of cancer. So it's someone that passed as well. So this is a female that's also in spirit who may be connected to your mom or to you. You may have to ask mom because she may know who she's talking about. Your friend is showing me also a rainbow. So rainbows in the sky are a sign from her. So she says, whenever you see a rainbow in the sky, I love you and know that I'm here and that I'm collecting all them coins, baby. So that's what she's talking about. So she's like making it sound like that. She also says, do you have something hanging on your rear view mirror on a window that's supposed to represent luck or positive energy or being positive?
I have the Ohm symbol on my car, and I also have like a cross.
Perfect. So she's acknowledging like the thing that you have hanging on your thing. She also makes me feel that if you ever have it fall or just it's like sitting in the middle of the thing and it's like you didn't take it off, she messes with it to get your attention. So for you to know that that's her. She also says look on the mirrors when you're taking a shower because she says she tries to write notes or make funny things. She's real like raunchy, like she's really raunchy because she's like I'm drawing penises and everything. So she's like acknowledging like what she puts on there. So to be aware of that, if you ever find like a penis drawn in your car window, that's her. So she's just letting you know about that. She is also showing me, thank you. She says she's sorry. She says, she says, I know I wimped out or I know I pussied out, but I was like, I was done. She's like, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. This was my fault. I'm the one that got myself in this situation. So it was my fault to end it. So she's like, I just needed to like be done with this. So that's the way she's making me feel. She showed me 2 kids. Did she have any children when she passed?
No, but I had an abortion recently.
Okay. So she's acknowledging that. So that's probably one. There's another one. Do you know she also had one as well?
I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. I'm going to say this. There's 2 babies that she's making reference to. So I would say there's 2 baby spirits with her that she's trying to acknowledge. Pretty sure your child is one of them. It's not the first time the child will come in because it'll come in a couple years again. So just FYI with that. But there's 2 babies in spirit. And so she's letting you know that the babies are with
Does she have any advice about my relationship?
She's laughing. She says, you're asking me for relationship advice? She's like, girl, she's like, so she's laughing. She says she trusts your decision-making process more than she trusts herself. So she's letting you know about that. She's also telling you that sometimes friends make better lovers. So FYI, there might be a friend that comes into your life or someone who becomes a friend to you who may also be a better option for you, which I think she's kind of answering the question without indirectly saying what you should do.
Okay.
So what I would interpret that as is there may be somebody else coming into your life within a year or 2 who may come across as a friend at first, but might be an option that could work for you as well. With your current relationship, what I will say from a psychic perspective, because she's not telling me, I don't feel confident about the future of the relationship. However, you might have to make a decision in 3 months. Whatever decision you make in 3 months, if you stick with the relationship, then you could potentially change that outcome. But as of right now, I'm not feeling confident about the future of the relationship.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, and I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's see. I'm going to take one more, and then actually, let me do a couple more text versions, because I know some of y'all have been waiting. Melissa and Garcia. Hey, Fernando. I've had 2 family members, my grandpa and Uncle Junior, last year. They came to my dream along with my dad. All 3 of them together. Are they together in spirit? And do they have any messages for me? Sometimes I don't understand what they are telling me. Thank you. Yes, they are together. They're showing me something odd. I want to say this might even be from your dad. I'm seeing a deer. When I think of deers, I think of like, when people put stuff on their walls when they go hunting and they've got like the what is it? The horns. I know there's another word for it, but I'm calling it horns. So I'm seeing that. And then I'm also seeing back when I was a kid, my uncle used to go hunting. And when they would bring the carcass back, they would like skin and do the whole thing. And I'd watch that. And he would keep like the leg with the tendon and like do this crazy thing with it. So I'm seeing that as well. I don't know if there's a memory of that with your dad or he's just acknowledging the deer things. that may be connected somehow to them. So there's a reference there. He also is acknowledging the month of September. So either the month of September may be significant or connected, or it's the ninth of a month that may be significant or connected. He also is showing me a picture next to the sun, or taking his picture and putting it next to like a image of like the sunsetting or the sunrise. So there's something like that that he's acknowledging as well, that either someone made or that y'all used for something official. Okay, let me go here. Mm-hmm. Sarah, I'm coming to you, Sarah. It's funny. You got that look on your face like, Ferny, try me, Ferny. I'm like, okay, I'm trying you. I'm gonna try you. So let me see if I can get Sarah on. Hello.
Hi, how are
You know how
you?
funny? Your picture says, I'm a bitch, don't mess with me. But you live is like fun and like laughter and like really positive energy. So I'm like, you may need to work on getting that onto your picture so people can see you in a completely different way.
I know, I need to. I will.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to ask me about, Mama?
I had two questions. The first, oh, the first is about, this is kind of odd, but
Okay.
I have like a connection to like Freddie Mercury. He comes to my dreams a lot and gives me messages.
Mhm.
And also during my pregnancy, I just want to know if there's like any type of connection, or is it just like
Mhm. How old are you right now? Or what year were you born?
87?
Okay. When was Freddie Mercury's time frame? It was like in the 80s, wasn't it? Was he in the 80s or the 70s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you actually worked with Freddie Mercury or had experiences
Oh,
in a past life. And that may be why you feel that connection, because you may have actually gotten a chance to know him or meet him in your prior lifetime or your past lifetime. So that's
yeah.
one with that. Yeah. And what was the other question?
Okay. So the other one is I want to know what my guide's perception is on this, or their input. I met someone named Canton, and I do want to know like his if is he someone that's supposed to stay in my life?
Mm-mm.
Because I
No.
really I just met him recently, so I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Because it's funny, because I asked them, they said you can take it from here. I'm like, okay. So they want me to answer the question. Um, what I'm seeing psychically is I'm seeing split energy with him, which means that this individual, even though there may be a connection or you may feel something, I don't think they have
Yeah.
enough to really devote or to put into anything specifically with you. And so I think also there may be somebody else they're still dealing with or attached to, which might also be part of the issue as well. So it feels very split. Which is why I don't feel confident that they will stay in your life as far as long-term or serious long-term relationship. But I do think that this person being in your life is there for a reason, which means you're supposed to learn from the experience with dealing with this person, but not necessarily have a lifetime with this person.
Okay. Okay.
So learn from the
Um,
experience, utilize it for what you can get from it, but this person may not stay in the picture in the long term. I do think there's a purpose or a point to the connection coming into your life, though.
okay.
6
Are
months.
there any messages from
6 months. That
spirit or
Yeah. That 6 months. In 6 months, that maybe
oh, okay.
this changes. I am seeing two marriages for you. Ugh, be careful. Have you been married before?
No, but I do have a son. He's 2 years old, and yeah,
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm seeing two marriages or two marriage opportunities for you. That doesn't mean you're gonna go and get married twice. It just means the opportunity is gonna come up twice. And so you may have two marriage opportunities. I kind of want to say that the first opportunity may end up rolling back around and become a second opportunity. So that may be one. It's funny because I only want to count that as one, but it may not be the person you end up with in the long run. But just FYI, you might have a return of an old romantic connection, and it may be a similar scenario. So I would say look forward, don't look back. Did you understand that?
it kind of went out, but I kind of understood what you're saying.
Yeah. I would say move forward, don't look back, or don't go back, because I don't feel like going back to you any prior
Yeah.
romantic connections would work for you.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah. I kind of go back to my son's father in my mind, but I know he's not like a good fit. It's just something that I know,
Yeah. Well, and also
you
your
know?
past life. So the reason why you might still feel very connected is because he was your child in a past life.
Whose child?
Your ex, your son's father was your child in a past life.
That makes sense because he's very childlike and he just like, he
Yeah, you
acts
used
very
to.
childlike.
Yeah, in that lifetime, because you had to spend a lot of time away from home, or you had to spend a lot of time just not being with your child. You had to leave the child with a neighbor, and the neighbor would
Yeah.
sexually abuse the child and would also abuse the child. And it's almost like you didn't realize it until it had been going on for a while. So it was a really really difficult thing for you because you blamed it.
That's what happened in his life. This life, he was abused. His mother didn't know, and I get so angry with his mom, and I'm like, I'm sorry. This is
That's the
like really
reason. No, no, no.
emotional,
And
but
that's the reason
I
why you
get so
feel.
angry.
Yes, this is the reason why you feel this way. And people don't realize this that some of our karma and some of the experiences we've had with other souls, we sometimes repeat these cycles. The reason why he went through this in this lifetime again is because in the last lifetime he became an alcoholic and became a child molester in that lifetime. In this lifetime, he has to make different choices and head in a different direction. If he doesn't, he's bound to repeat what he messed up on or what he did wrong in that lifetime as well and go into substance abuse, which would not be the way for him to go. But in this lifetime he has to make different choices, so he has an opportunity to do it differently this time. But he cannot blame his mother, he cannot blame you, which in this lifetime you're acting in a completely different way to him. He must be accountable to what he's gone through and own that experience because it's his experience, and then use it for something positive or beneficial. If he doesn't, he's bound to repeat the same mistakes from that lifetime. And that's why you feel so attached to the outcome of his life, because you blame yourself for that in the last lifetime. And here you are again running into similar experiences. But now you have a child that is you have more control over being aware of, and you can protect. This is a different experience for you. Okay.
Before I know
Yeah.
you have to go.
Mhm.
Can I trust my son with him?
That's
I
your
know it's a
decision to
personal
make.
thing.
But if he becomes erratic or if he starts to abuse substances and becomes erratic in his behavior, I wouldn't feel comfortable trusting my child with him. And I do think he needs to go into some sort of therapy because this is not going to go away. Okay?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But he's in another country, so
Oh, yeah. But
I'm good here.
yeah, yeah. But even then, it's
Yeah.
bad for him. But yeah. All right, sweetheart.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Mama. You take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You too.
All right. Let's see. Let me go over one more. Andy Melody 85. Hi, Ferny. Is my sister and baby will be okay? So I feel about this. First of all, she needs to keep an eye on her blood pressure, but I also feel like there might be some sort of infection that becomes an issue that has to be addressed either through what is it? When you take antibiotics, either antibiotics or something like that. After the baby is born, for some reason, I feel like the baby may have to go through like either 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months of some sort of treatment just to reduce the incidence of issues developing as it gets older. So I'm thinking that everything will be okay. I'm leaning towards that just because in my mind, I'm still seeing your sister. So I'm thinking your sister's going to be fine. But I see added attempts or added emphasis on trying to support the baby's needs as they are out of the womb. So I feel like there may be something that's going to be done with the baby for about 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. And that should technically stabilize things so that they may not have to worry going forward. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to assume that everything will be fine just because I'm seeing that time frame. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all. I will be back in an hour for our study group time. We're doing our A Course in Miracles, but I love you all, and I will be back in about an hour or so